Well, hello, everybody out there. This is the MCU's Bleeding Edge, once again doing another live stream. This is Monday evening. I am here with as always, eclectic and interesting and fun and different. Everybody's, their own kind of person. They're all individuals. Guest panel here that I'm going to go ahead and introduce. I just want to mention that the MCU's Bleeding Edge is now a part of Geek News Now Network. We're very happy to be there. And I just want to shout out to everybody at GNN right now. And I guess probably go ahead and just go to Shaw right off the bat, introduce Shaw right off the jump, since he's coming from GNN as well. Shaw is the co-host of the Geek Gauntlet Podcast on GNN. How you doing, Shaw?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, man, it's good to have you back, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Lord Deathman is back from Hades. What's going on, Lord Deathman?
Great to be here. Raised myself from the depths to join, and thank you for having me, Jeff.
That is great. That is awesome. It's great that you are from hell, Lord Deathman, because I mean, honestly, I think probably when it's all said and done, I'm probably going to end up going down south. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. So, anyways, we also have the longtime Marvel comic book collector, Jeff B, is back as a guest. What's up, Jeff?
What's up? Y'all doing all right?
Fabulous. I think we're all having a fabulous evening so far. So, Lord Deathman, I just happened to catch this earlier today.
Very different opinions about Chloe Zhao's Eternals, but that was a nice zinger, Jeff. Way
that was
to go.
good, right?
Yeah, that was good.
Definitely. So, we have got a really interesting show tonight. We are going to be doing a MCU roundtable discussion. We've got a shit ton of articles to go through. We've got the new Matrix trailer, the second Matrix trailer, ready to go ahead and rock and roll and watch and react to. We've got some crazy Spider-Man shit going on. I can't even keep track of the TV spots and the trailers at this point. Don't even know what's going on. So we're going to try to check that out too. Talk a little Spider-Man. We've got what? The 17th is what I already got my tickets for the 17th. Who's got their tickets for Spider-Man?
I have not gotten mine yet. I'll confess.
I haven't got mine yet either.
Same.
Oh, well, I grabbed mine the other night, and it's the 10:45 p.m. show, the latest show that night on the 17th.
Is that Thursday preview night or is it Friday, Jeff?
I think it's the Friday.
Okay.
But I'm not sure. I'm not sure, to be completely honest with you. I always forget that they have those premiere things where they almost have the movie early or whatever.
Yeah.
So basically, just to start things off, why don't we go ahead and get the non-MCU stuff out of the way? Okay, well, the whole I still know Kung Fu thing kind of friggin' threw me for a loop there at the end, because I was like, you got to be kidding me with that. But besides that, is it just me, or was that like an actual space battle at one point with like outer space ships and stuff?
I don't know if they sort of took this to outer space, but there definitely looked like there was some ship-to-ship action going on there for a few seconds in the trailer.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe it wasn't outer. It may have not been outer space. It could have just been like, in the
the tunnels, or
the blackened sky, because the earth is scorched or whatever because of the the machines of the Matrix. But so
I can tell you what, I it's been a long time since I watched Matrix, but was it The Matrix was the first movie, right?
Yes.
And then did it go to Matrix Revelations or Matrix Reloaded? That was the next one, right?
And then
okay,
it was Reloaded. Yeah.
All right, so this is the third one, right?
No, this is fourth.
This is the fourth one. What's the third one?
Revolution.
Revolution?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm going to have to rewatch every one of those, man. It's been a long time since I watched The Matrix.
Well,
refresh my memory.
let's get everybody's thoughts on that trailer. I thought it was pretty great. I mean,
Oh yeah, it's
Shaw,
awesome. Yeah, it definitely makes me want to see it, man.
Shaw,
Definitely.
you want to go ahead and start off?
It looked pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of actors I know. Like one of the most recent companions on Doctor Who was in there. Was there for a brief second. The chick from Iron Fist is there, and I like her. You might not have noticed, but there was Jada Pinkett Smith there. She was old, so that kind of tells us part of what's happening, that it takes place in the future. And yeah, it looks pretty good so far.
Yeah, that was the Oracle, right?
No, that was Jada Pinkett Smith. That was her character.
Okay. Like as the Oracle?
Nah, as herself.
Okay, I see.
Her character.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there was definitely a lot going on in there, Shaw. It was hard to, I mean, I won't lie to you. That was my first time seeing it. I don't know how many times you've seen it, but I probably need to catch it a couple times before I'll really be able to notice all the nooks and crannies, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot to it. There's a lot going on in that. Lord Deathman, what do you think?
So many feelings generated off of that trailer. That was my first time seeing it, and there's a lot to unpack, you know? I think we can all sort of think back to the moment we first saw The Matrix, and they laid it out for you in terms of what it was conceptually and philosophically. I hope that they can take us back to that place, and this trailer seems like they're aiming for that. I like the mix of the old talent and the new talent that they're showcasing here. Jonathan Groff from Mindhunter looks like he's going to be reprising the Smith role. And we also have Jessica Henwick from Iron Fist, as Shaw just mentioned. She's great. You know, she's going to be able to bring the acting chops and the physicality that you need to something, you know, a movie of this caliber in terms of the action. And, you know, Yahya Abdul-Mateen. So Warner Brothers really bought on the A-team for this. It looks like the no fucking around crew. And I'm just hoping they can deliver, because I'm very, very excited to go back to this world.
Yeah, most definitely. And I really, honestly, I don't know how you felt about it, Deathman, but I felt like the new Mobius, or is it Mobius or Morbius?
Morbius.
The new
Morpheus. I'm sorry. Not the French comic book illustrator Morbius, but Morpheus.
Morpheus. He does actually look like a younger Morpheus, kind of like a younger Lawrence Fishburne in a way, doesn't he?
He does, but you know, once you get past the similarities in terms of the resemblance, he is bringing a slightly different energy than Lawrence Fishburne that I'm liking, and it seems like these events are kind of playing over again in some kind of a soft reset of the Matrix, and you know, different faces. And it seems like this is the time to tell this particular story where you got fake news and sort of deep fakes out there and all this kind of stuff going on, and it's hard to trust reality in the digital domain. This really does seem like the right timing to bring back the Matrix and those ideas.
What do you think, Jeff?
Oh, I love the trailer, but like I said, I'm gonna have to refresh, man. It's been a long time since I watched The Matrix. I'm nowhere near as confident about it as the other two guys are. Not even close.
Well, what did you get? What did you take from the trailer on its face?
It's going to be action packed. I mean, that's all I can really say off watching that trailer. It just gets me fired up to go back and refresh my memory. You know, because it's been like the early part of 2000 since I even watched any of them.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. Hey, listen, you know what, Jeff? It's actually, for me, it's a lot cooler, I think, and a lot more practical when you ask somebody something on one of these shows and somebody has nothing to fucking say. It's nice to just say I have nothing to say. You know
Well,
what
no, I mean, it's just been so long since I watched The Matrix, but watching that trailer, I mean, you know, I've seen a lot that I remember seeing in the movies, but I can't remember all those characters' names. I'd have to watch that movie again to refresh my memory, because it's been a long time. But that trailer is awesome, and it does fire me up to go see the movie. I mean, that's for sure.
I hear you, most definitely.
Như vậy thì như vậy thì
He got
That's
a
it
call.
right there. You
He got
got
a
that
call
right
during
there.
his interview, so he just took his phone and fucking threw it against the wall.
That was a baller move. He was like, I can't be disturbed on air. He just tossed it.
He didn't want to mess up his rapport with that chick, man. You know, he didn't want to lose any ground. He didn't want to get friend zoned on that shit. You know, so
Well, she's a young girl, so he probably didn't want her to know like he's into classical. You know, he should have put some
Right.
Nickelback on there for the
Right.
for the theme there.
maybe it was Brie Larson on the other end of the phone, and he saw on the phone that it was Captain Marvel, and he was like, "Fuck, man,
Here we go, Jeff.
I'm throwing this shit against the wall." So, anyways, moving on from the Matrix, since again, this is the MCU's bleeding edge. I wanted to roll out something else that's not exactly MCU related. That's going to be kind of interesting, I think, to talk about. A little bit out of my depth, to tell you the truth, but here we go.
She was a bad, nevertheless. Calling it quits now, baby, I'm a wreck. Crash at my place, baby, you're a wreck. Every time I'm leaving on you, you don't make it easy, no.
Miles!
Wish I could be
Miles! Miles! You got a minute?
Oh, what? Whoa, Gwen, how did you get? How have you been?
It's a long story. Is this the room you grew up in?
It is, but my dorm room is very adult.
Right. No, of course.
Hey,
Are these your drawings?
what? No,
Oh,
no.
they're good. I missed you too.
Okay, so what are you doing here? I mean, I thought I'd never see you again.
Want to get out of here?
I'm grounded.
Bummer.
What?
Is Spider-Man grounded?
I mean, I
Wow.
Okay. Now, that is, of course, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2. And I freaking love that that red Spider-Man sign or like logo almost or whatever that they had there. They showed there right at the end, right
The
towards
spray
the end.
painted version.
The jet red, spider, against the black.
Yeah.
I'd like that. That would look dope on a poster or a T-shirt. But starting off with you going back at you, Jeff. I don't know if you caught the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse or if you're.
Oh
familiar.
yeah, several times. Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. So, what do you think about that little teaser that we got right there?
Oh, I love it, dude. I can't wait. October 7th. That's awesome. That's 2 days after my son's birthday, man. Yeah, I can't wait. That's awesome, man. I didn't know it was coming out October 7th of 2022.
What I mean, what are you looking forward to in terms of what you saw in the first film and then what you're expecting in the second film?
I loved seeing the Spider-Man Noir. Those were like two characters that I really dug in the first one. But I like the whole idea of having Miles Morales in the MCU universe anyway. And I'm all for bringing him in. And I don't know, like, when I went to see Spider-Verse, me and my son went, and it was like, I think it was like right before Christmas, might have been 1 or 2 years ago. But my expectation was, like a Disney cartoon movie. You know what I'm talking about? Like a Ice Age, something like that. And when I went in there and sat down and watched that movie, I walked out thinking, man, this is one of the best movies that I've seen in terms of hero movies. I mean, one of the best. They did such a great job on that movie. And I mean, really, any character they bring into this Spider-Verse in this one, it's going to be awesome. I mean, I loved it. I really did. And I can't wait for this one to come out.
Well, great. I mean, that's awesome to hear. I'm glad that you're excited like that. What do you think, Shaw?
I have a bit of a theory that this is going to lead to Miles Morales being in the MCU. The specific Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Because if you notice, when he went to that one universe, his body changed. That like the art style have changed. I think they're going to use that so that by the end of part 2, he'll show up, and then we'll get the live action version, I think.
Okay. So, I mean, I have heard these rumors about potentially us getting Miles Morales in the MCU. How certain are you? Do you think that it'll actually happen, Shaw?
I think it's likely. I mean, he'll probably show up by the time the second new Spider movie comes out, probably.
Okay,
so you think they'll fade it in like you think they'll do like the cartoon version, then fade it into reality, into the real version? Yeah, that's cool.
Like he'll end up in the real world and then be real.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, are you thinking it's going to be something like they're going to wait till like the end of the next trilogy for Tom Holland Spider-Man, and then they're going to have him kind of like coach Miles Morales or something like that?
I think it might be during, like sometime around the second one. So they might do what they did with the video games where Peter is actually helping, training him a lot. I think that's what they're going to do.
Lord Deathman, what are your thoughts, Lord Deathman?
I'm digging it. I'm loving the energy that they bring with these movies. And I got to tell you, I was one of those fans that was really hard on Miles Morales and the Gwen Stacy Spider-Gwen characters when they first came out. But Into the Spider-Verse really bought me from being on the fence about those characters to really loving them and considering them a part of Spider-Man lore, once and for all. But I love that trailer. I think they were already on fire Into the Spider-Verse in terms of the art style and animation style. It was just so cutting edge. And they did just incredible things with 2D, 3D blending, color. And now it looks like they're pushing that even further with this one. And I love the ambition there. Going all in on this panel look and changing the art styles as he moves from world to world. That's just going to be so lit when you're sitting there in the trailer. Music, the soundtrack fits the character. I'm nothing but hyped for this second sequel. And I hope they keep it going. As far as any speculation about Morales joining the MCU, now that they've opened the doors with the multiverse and all this different stuff, I can't say it's not going to happen. He ain't lying, right?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Spider-Man is such a popular character that I can't see how it would ever hurt to like add another one. But speaking of Spider-Man, of course, well, you know what? Well, yeah, why don't we go ahead and delve into Spider-Man? We'll go ahead and jump into there. This is, let's see here. Let me make sure I know exactly what I'm working with here. Okay, here we go. Oops. Sorry about that, guys. I'm telling you, man, I got to tighten my game up tonight.
You're
You're
doing
good.
fine, Jeff. You're doing fine.
Okay. New TV spot trailer.
We tampered with the fabric of reality.
What's happening?
It's starting to come through and I can't stop him.
Can't believe I'm in the Sanctum Sanctorum.
Neither can I.
Don't you ever want to do this ever again!
Unwanted attention.
Oh, a torture rack.
That is a Pilates machine.
Where are we gonna go? I don't know, your house.
No, we cannot go to my house. My dad will kill you.
What? I thought you said your dad really liked.
Yeah, well, not anymore.
Okay. So, obviously, there wasn't really much to that. There wasn't much substance really to work with that whole deal. But this is Spider-Man No Way Home, supposedly opening scene, first 2 minutes. I don't know if any of you guys have seen this already.
I haven't seen it.
Weather alert now. The biggest snowstorm in years is headed for the Northeast. Or that's what the meteorologists tell us. More than 65 million people in its path. Some cities could get, we're told, as much as a foot of snow, some more. Forecasters say with blizzard-like conditions in some areas, power outages possible. Janice Huff knows this stuff. She's tracking the snowstorm. Chief meteorologist for NBC4 New York. Gonna be quite a day tomorrow, huh?
Mr. Beck is from Earth. Just not yours.
There are multiple realities, Peter. This is Earth, Dimension 616. I'm from Earth 833.
I'm sorry, you're saying there's a multiverse?
Spider-Man was responsible for the brutal murder of Mysterio, an interdimensional warrior who gave his life to protect our planet.
Spider-Man's name is Peter Parker.
Fan made.
Yeah, fan made.
Says Disney Plus down there in the corner. Did you see that?
Yep.
Yeah, but it was fan made. You could tell. Shaw was right. It definitely was.
Yeah, in respect to the fans who are kind of aspiring to be, editors, special effects people, whatever.
Yeah, they put a lot together on that one.
Yeah. I mean, some of these guys are quite talented, but I am really getting a little fatigued at them packaging their stuff as official,
Ever since I got bit by that spider, I've only had 1 week where my life has felt normal. That was when you found out.
When you botched that spell where you wanted everyone to forget that Peter Parker's Spider-Man. We started getting some visitors. From every universe.
Hello, Peter. You're not Peter Parker.
I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Dr. Otto Octavius.
Wait, no, seriously, what's your actual name?
There are others out there. We need to send them back. So, Scooby-Doo this crap.
You know, all this is kind of your mess. I know a couple of magic words myself, starting with the word please.
Please, Scooby-Doo this crap.
They're flying out into the darkness to fight ghosts.
What do you mean?
They all die fighting Spider-Man. It's their fate. I'm sorry, kid.
Yeah, me too.
Don't.
There has to be another way!
There isn't. They're a danger to our universe.
You're not gonna take this away from me.
Peter, you're struggling to have everything you want while the world tries to make you choose.
This is all my fault. I can't save everyone.
What's happening?
They're starting to come through, and I can't stop them.
December 17th, exclusively in movie theaters. Tickets on sale November 29th. Spider Monday.
Okay, gentlemen. Shaw, you know, look, there's going to be a lot of time to talk about Spider-Man 3 between now and whenever we all get a chance to go watch the movie, and then we're going to talk about it, you know, like even more after we see it, you know. So I don't want to get too deep or too thick with this topic, but I do want to ask you, with everything that we've gotten so far from these teasers, these trailers, and everything and whatnot, whether they real or official or whatever, what do you think, if there's one thing that you could, what do you think that maybe they haven't shown us yet? Do you think that there is anything left in the tank that they
Tobey and Andrew? That's what they haven't shown. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. They haven't shown that yet, but they're definitely in it.
So that's the game. That's their trump card. That's why they're playing like loose and coy and everything about the whole thing with them.
Maybe more, maybe. I mean, I kind of think it might be more than that, but we'll see. I mean, I don't know. Maybe more, yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Same thing going to you, Jeff B. Is there anything that maybe you think might happen or that you're expecting that wasn't in the trailers or whatever? Or do you think that basically they've already given us everything?
No, they definitely haven't given us everything. I don't know what. I'm curious to know what Doctor Strange is talking about when he says, I'm trying to hold them back and I can't hold them all back. Who's he talking? Is he talking about the villains?
Yes.
Or is he talking about the timelines?
He's talking about the villains that he cannot.
Because I noticed behind him in one of those, there's I call them the time trails, like you saw in Loki when the timeline split. You know what I'm talking about? And you get that.
I understand
that highlighted line.
Yeah, but that's not what Doctor Strange does. You know what I'm saying? Like that's completely different than like that's not within his his bag. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't get into rejiggering and like maintaining the timelines and stuff like that.
Well, no, I'm saying I'm wondering what he's wanting to hold back. That's
villain.
what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's starting the timeline. Yeah. I'm just saying that he's trying to hold something back.
Yeah.
But I just think there's more to it than just the villains.
Well, I mean, you got to remember too that the Scarlet Witch is going to be involved too in some way, Jeff. We don't know if she's going to be in the movie or not.
Right.
You know, so who knows? You throw her into the whole situation, that could really put a monkey wrench into things. You know, in terms of like where the multiverse would be at. What do you?
So you think what he's talking about are the villains coming in?
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Jeff?
So you think they're all at one time, or you think it's one at a time?
No, I think they all kind of come at a cluster, like at one time in a cluster. Okay. They all kind of just bombard our dimension or whatever, however you want to call it. But I mean, I could be wrong. You never know. I've been wrong before.
Well, no, that's what I was thinking too, but I wanted to make sure that I wasn't like not on the same page on that one.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
Yeah.
Ain't that the truth?
To kill me. I told them to send me a video holding an object and start nodding.
Anything is a dildo when you really put your mind to it. There's no such thing as too large or too sharp. Every time you stop to question yourself, I want you to tell yourself, I can and I will.
Yes.
I can and I will.
There you go. I'm telling you right now, when we come out with the MCU's Bleeding Edge merch here soon, that's going to be one of the T-shirts. It's going to be based off that meme.
You got to get the merch off the ground, Jeff.
No doubt.
Oh, dude, are you kidding me? I'm telling you right now, I've already got some ideas for it. It's happening, Lord Deathman. It's a definite. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to be friggin' Bleeding Edge all the way, because I'm telling you, I don't know how the rating system shit works with like clothes and T-shirts and shit and sweatshirts, but I'm going to put some outrageous shit out there.
We wouldn't have it any other way, Jeff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It'll be interesting, and you know what's cool about that too? Only interesting people will buy it. So, I dig that. But, so going to you, Lord Deathman, kind of same question, what is there out? What's out there for you that you feel like could still surprise you?
Right. I gotta say, man, the ad campaign for this movie has been a train wreck from start to finish, right? The trailers look great. They've got great special effects. They're giving away that nostalgia, packing it on, by the ton. But spoiler culture and speculation and rumors have really destroyed all of the surprises that you are going to get with this movie. But I do think that Sony probably has exactly one more ace up their sleeve. There's probably one more thing that we're not thinking about that we're going to see in the movie that really surprises. But from finding out about Andrew and Toby to revealing 3 out of the 5 villains, we haven't really gotten a good look at Lizard or Sandman. We're hoping those original actors are reprising, but we don't know at this moment. And Sony is making judicious use of our inability to confirm those things. They're like, oh, dude, there's a 0.1% chance that you might not be right about that. But I see a sort of fourth act. I'm going to say that this is going to be a 4-act structure film where they just go bananas with the multiverse. It'll be like an episode of The Flash where he's like looking at all the realities and you're like, Barry, why'd you mess with the timeline again? But this will be to the 10th power, where they break the multiverse in such a way that you get to do all of the comic book references you want. You get to explore Ultimates, all of the different versions of these villains. I'm thinking that they're going to just go really big on the multiverse, and that might be the thing that we're not seeing in all of this advertising or rumor speculation.
Deathman, if you had to guess, that in that scene where you see the lizard and like they're on some scaffolding or a building or something like that, and then you see Spider-Man like across from them kind of swinging in or whatever, and you see Sandman and all the different villains in the night, in the dark, that scene in the trailer, where do you think that occurs in the film, if you had to guess?
I'm going to say midway. I'm going to say past the 50% mark, because we need time for this situation with the spell to go sideways. Then we need time for the Spider-Men to kind of unite. Then we need time for the villains to kind of show up. So this is definitely back half, but not probably towards the very end. So I'm putting it in late second half, maybe early third act that you're probably going to see that. And it's going to be a 3 on 5 in terms of heroes and villains. That's my guess. Could be good.
Could be good, or
yeah, that showed the Japanese trailer that showed the lizard getting punched with nothing punching him. So
yeah,
that's kind of showing that something was definitely edited out, and we know Marvel likes to edit stuff out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, they've done it before. You're right. What do you think? If you had to guess, Shaw, that whole battle, do you think what part of the movie do you think that's in? Do you think it's in the first third, the second third, the third, the third third?
I kind of think the third probably. It looked like like that kind of maybe.
You think that could be that might be the final battle?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe.
Okay.
I think that way.
What do you think, Jeff?
What I think about what? Hit me the question one more time.
That scene in the trailer where you see all the villains and it's at night and they're like up high, they're on like scaffolding or like
well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they're all coming through at that point.
What part of the movie do you think that's at? Do you think that's in the beginning third, the second, the second is
it's going to have to be, I'd say probably at least in the beginning third, because I would say they'd have to do it in the beginning, because if they put it like in the middle or in the end, it wouldn't be, they'd have to rush everything, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
I mean, I would think it would probably be at the beginning. I mean, I could be totally wrong, but it would seem like it with that many villains, like we were talking the other night. I mean, hopefully they're going to give each one some screen time. I mean, we know that Doc Ock's getting quite a bit of screen time. Yeah. So I don't know about the rest of them. You know what I mean? We see that flash of Sandman in the background. So I'm wondering if we're going to actually just see that splash, or if we're actually going to have some screen time with Sandman, So I don't know, but that's what I would say, probably in the first third of the movie.
Sandman looks really friggin' awesome so far in the
trailer.
Well,
every one of them look awesome. Every single one of them. They've done a whole revamp on all of them. Electro's the best looking one, I think.
Oh, yeah.
That they did the most revamping on.
Did anybody already see that video or read that thing where all the villains did an interview together or whatever? I saw it today and I didn't read it.
I heard it's this, and I didn't see it yet.
Okay.
I haven't seen.
I saw it. I saw the footage on YouTube of all three. Alfred Molina, we had Willem Dafoe, and there was also Jamie Foxx, kind of sitting in directors' chairs talking about their roles and why they're excited. I think it was for a Brazilian market. It was for a Latin American market. But that being said, they had some decent insights about reprising these roles and what it means to them to come back like 17, 15, 20 years later or whatever it is for your character. And, it really seems like Willem Dafoe, just by his presence in the interview, is going to have a larger role than you might think from the trailers. So he and Doc Ock are really going to be the anchors of this like Sinister Five that they're putting together. And I think the Lizard, Electro, and Sandman are going to be more supporting.
If Half in the Closet beta Andrew Garfield ever stepped to William Dafoe, it would be like it'd be over. It'd be a done deal. Oh, and I wanted to let you guys know, just to put it out there, everybody, we're gonna have a special guest coming on the MCU's Bleeding Edge very soon.
У меня было обращение к Федеральному собранию Российской Федерации ежегодное, и в числе важнейших в контексте социально-экономического развития страны существенно ограничить к 2050 году накопленный объем чистой эмиссии в нашей стране. Рассмотреть возможность преференций даже для зарубежных. Хотел бы еще раз подчеркнуть, что Российская Федерация искренне заинтересована в активизации международного сотрудничества с тем, чтобы продолжить поиск действенных решений.
Okay.
Oh man, I'm sorry, guys. That cracks me up. I'm telling you. I don't know, man. I didn't know you could get COVID through the internet, but hey, things happen. Anyways, moving on from Spider-Man, and banging into and grinding into our first article of many that hopefully maybe we can kind of crank out, kind of tight and compact and blast through all of them and it not take 2 hours. Starting off with Daredevil's Kingpin actor congratulates Charlie Cox on Marvel Return from the Direct. Now, in a minute, we're going to see another article that having to do with the confirmation of Charlie Cox coming to the MCU as Daredevil. This is Daredevil's Kingpin actor Vincent D'Onofrio congratulating Charlie Cox on Marvel return. Now, while Spider-Man No Way Home has been one of the hottest topics on the internet, there's another name associated with the film that has drawn a lot of attention recently. Charlie Cox, the actor, once portrayed Matt Murdock in Netflix Daredevil, and fans have loved his take on the character, which made it hard to swallow losing him when the show was canceled. So it seems like Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige felt the same way, as the Marvel Studios president announced that whenever Daredevil does show up in future projects, it will be Cox behind the mask. This news alone brought tears to the eyes of fans worldwide, which it definitely did. There's a lot of Daredevil fans out there. I know Deathman's one of them.
Yeah, big time.
Yep, that's right. Daredevil's a man. So, ahead of his potential debut in the upcoming episode of Hawkeye, D'Onofrio took to Twitter and congratulated his former co-star for his big step into the MCU proper. Let's see here. What did he say? D'Onofrio noted how happy he himself is about the news, saying that Charlie Cox put so much into playing Daredevil in such a unique way. So happy for Charlie Cox. He really deserves this. He is a great actor and a wonderful guy. He put so much into playing Daredevil in such a unique way. Love this news. The Daredevil Kingpin rivalry could be back. One of the key aspects from Daredevil was the rivalry between Matt Murdock and William Fisk. To see that potentially thrive once again will be nothing short of thrilling for fans. You know what? That is a major reality that I had not really thought much of. But Shaw, what do you think about that? We might actually very soon, like who knows how soon, but I mean pretty soon we might actually have Kingpin and Daredevil going at it in the MCU, just like on Netflix.
Yeah, I'm interested. I can't wait to see it.
Do you feel like Daredevil is getting justice as a character? Finally getting in the MCU?
Yeah, you say that, yeah.
Did you watched the Netflix series, didn't you?
I didn't get around to seeing Daredevil. I only saw like the first few episodes of season 1.
Okay.
But I've heard of it. I know of it.
Hey, you know what? It's all good, Shaw. Whatever you did watch on there, whatever shows you did watch, I mean, you probably ended up watching more than I did because I'm in season 2 of Daredevil. I watched a season of Jessica Jones, and that's it. Other than that, all of the rest of it, I got to watch it yet. So, but going to you, Jeff.
Oh yeah, I can't wait, dude.
What do you think about the idea? What do you think about the impact of Kingpin and Daredevil, not just individually on the MCU, but them connecting them?
Oh, it opens the door up for a lot of other stuff too, man. I can't wait. I hope they do it. I hope they put both of them in there. I just wonder if they're going to do it on Disney Plus, like a series, or if they're going to do a movie. Some people have even speculated that we may see Daredevil in Hawkeye, but I kind of doubt it. I mean, I don't know. They might be a surprise in there, but
that'd be too much. That'd be too much.
Yeah, it would be too soon to say that, but I've heard that even before this article, so I don't know, but yeah, man, I'm fired up to see them two together. That opens the door up for a lot of stuff. Elektra, the Hand.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't like the Elektra that I saw.
No, I didn't either. I didn't like that movie.
I didn't like that actress or whatever that played Elektra.
Yeah.
I think they could have done a better job with that, with the casting, maybe. They could do Typhoid Mary. I would enjoy that. But I'll tell you, Daredevil is an unheralded character. And the Frank Miller run of Daredevil is classic. Like,
legendary.
I mean, it's like art. And basically, I feel like the idea of bringing Daredevil into Hawkeye would be just like, they've already got so much going on to begin with. Well, what I've heard so far basically is he's going to be in Spider-Man No Way Home. He's going to be in She-Hulk. He's going to be in Echo. And then his fourth appearance in the MCU will be his own series. we'll assume on Disney Plus. What do you think, Deathman?
I don't know when they're going to bring Daredevil into the MCU, but first, we really just need to acknowledge the monumental move that this is from the House of Ideas. They needed to bring Charlie Cox back, and they did it because it was going to be on pain of death if they did not. They're like, who were they going to bring to replace Charlie Cox to play Daredevil? The guy just has left such an indelible stamp on the role that I think Marvel deserves a lot of credit. Kevin Feige. I mean, unless Kevin Feige himself was planning on getting in the costume and the mask, there would have been nobody else besides Charlie Cox that could have played that part. So I'm super excited as a huge fan of comic book Daredevil, where Frank Miller and a lot of other David Mazzucchelli, a lot of other Ann Nesenti, great creators on those books throughout the years, telling some of the greatest comic book stories of the genre ever, feature the Daredevil character, the man without fear. This is a superhero really to end all superheroes in terms of the epicness, the scope of some of those stories, the way they took a lot of comic book tropes and turned them on their heads. I would love to see them bring those ideas to live action. The Netflix stuff really represented hard for Daredevil. The only cognitive dissonance I have with bringing Charlie Cox back is, am I going to get my Kingpin now? And it's just like anything else with fandom. You give us an inch and we're ready to take that mile. It's like, now I can't have Charlie Cox in a whole new Daredevil show where you've recast everybody and Charlie Cox is like the only dude I recognize. We got to bring back all the winners from the Netflix universe to make this complete. So I say, if you're out there campaigning for Daredevil and Charlie Cox, don't let up. Keep telling them D'Onofrio's got to come back. All those dudes from The Hand have to come back. It can't just end there. So I'm really excited about the news, as you can tell. Huge Daredevil fan. I would love it if they did this. And this is me answering your question directly, Jeff. I would love it if they picked an MCU film that was about a martial artist. Pick someone in the Marvel universe that really has that high level operator skill as a hand-to-hand combatant. Drop Daredevil into that film the same way they dropped Black Panther into Civil War, and your mind was blown, right? You got this guy coming in here with this cat suit on, standing up to like 50 cal fire from helicopters. It doesn't mean anything to him because he's a boss. That's the type of reintroduction that Daredevil needs.
Wouldn't that character have been Iron Fist?
You know what? And that would have been a sweet pairing. A showcase of martial arts and hand-to-hand combat skill. A guy who's been trained in martial arts in a friggin' another dimension. In Kunlun, where who knows what type of martial arts they know over there, versus Daredevil's naturally gifted street level fighting acumen that's just really unparalleled. You could bring Frank Castle to the party, Peter Parker, people with super strength, and Daredevil can dominate because he's just using a whole nother level of sensory perception for his combat.
And Shaw, what do you think about the relationship between Daredevil and Spider-Man from the comics? That connection that they have. You think that could be something that could be significant in the MCU?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, they definitely need to have some more connections with other characters with Spider-Man. So definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, Shaw, Spider-Man doesn't really have that many allies, does he?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, I guess he is technically an Avenger, right? Like, he is an Avenger because Iron Man said he was an Avenger.
Yeah, technically he is.
Yeah. What do you? This is a side question for you for the whole panel. I'll start with you, Jeff B. Do you think that at the end of Endgame, when Captain America did the Avengers Assemble deal, that basically at that point, everybody that lined up to fight in that battle, like all those characters or whatever, became Avengers at that point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all of them at that point. I mean, now whether or not they were like, Avengers after that, I don't know. But during that fight, yeah, they had to, because I mean, it took everybody we had.
Okay.
So at that point, yeah. But now after that, because I can't remember the names of the tribes at Wakanda, but I know, was his name M'Baku?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what his tribe was. So like all of that tribe, I don't know if they're all still like Avengers now, but at that point, yeah, they were. Everybody was. Because that was basically the Earth taking on Thanos,
Except for the Hulk, unfortunately, during the final battle.
Yeah, he wasn't there. Yeah.
The only scene I saw with Hulk was so I mean, it wasn't good. It was not exciting. He was the only character that they left out of the entire final battle. Every other character fought and got some kind of footage or whatever, or some kind of scene or whatever. I mean, they even brought in Captain Marvel off the bench for a couple minutes and let her beat up everybody and be the most powerful being in the history of the Earth and everything and whatnot. But the Hulk fucking tanked.
But Wanda would have ripped Thanos in half had it not been for him calling it. She would have ripped him in half.
Mm-hmm.
Wanda's the absolute strongest Avenger, I think. Period.
Oh yeah, most definitely. What do you think, Shaw?
Yep, and that's before she got her full powers too.
Yeah. She's much more. She's at a higher power level now than she was then.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially now that she's been messing around with the Darkhold and everything. That's going to be a game changer for her. What do you think, Lord Deathman? Does everybody in the final battle that's on that front line or whatever in Endgame are they an Avenger?
Yeah, it's like Hawkeye said. If you step outside of this room, if what he said to Wanda in Age of Ultron applies, you are an Avenger. So once you came through that portal to do damage on Thanos and friends, you became an Avenger in my mind. There's no doubt about it. Pick up your registration card at the door.
That was awesome.
There you go.
What? Way to go, Lord Deathman. Way to bring back that Age of Ultron scene with Hawkeye, man. You know what?
That was epic, wasn't it?
Yeah. Tell me that Hawkeye ain't the most awesome recruiter the Avengers ever had.
Hey, I don't know, man. You can ask Shaw. According to William over at Geek Gauntlet Podcast, Hawkeye is a douchebag.
Yeah, William can't stand him, boy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand that at all.
Yeah, I don't get it myself personally. There's a lot of folks in the fandom that don't really care for Hawkeye, but I think the MCU has done right by the character, probably even more so than they ever did anything with him in the comic books, barring some of the stuff from Matt Fraction and a few other writers.
I mean, hey, at the end of the day, I think that Hawkeye is at a certain level. He's a glue guy in the Avengers. He's one of the original six, and he's this woman in this video is she's trying to step up to the plate and she wants to become an Avenger at some point.
Paramedics on his way for their Paramedics on their ass. Oh, it's over here. Oh, it's over here. Oh, it's over here. Her wig just fell out. God damn, her wig. Her wig. Her wig. Oh, my fucking God, her wig. Oh, my God.
Maybe the Great Lakes Avengers.
Oh, that had to hurt.
Yeah, that seriously.
Her weave fell off, man. Damn.
Yeah, Great Lakes Avengers status is what.
Yeah. If you want to make the Avengers, I mean, even if you want to make it on the West Coast Avengers, you've got to at least have your fucking
your wig. Right, your wig has to stay on if you want to, even West Coast, but maybe Great Lakes with Immortal Man and Big Bertha. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm telling you, dude. What would possess somebody to think that it would be a good idea to do that?
Peer pressure and a weak mind.
Mm-hmm.
And crack.
Yeah.
Crack and weed and alcohol.
PCP.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. Anyways, guys, sorry about that. That was just, that was an Avengers interview video for the West Coast Avengers that they ended up doing it. Because based off of Williams' take on Hawkeye, Hawkeye ain't shit. So I'm telling you right now, I've got hella people hating on me because of William hating on Hawkeye. So
That's nuts. I mean, if not for Hawkeye,
Hate on you? Coming after you, Jeff?
I'm just kidding, man. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I've had like 3 or 4 different people say something to me about it. Like, not like rude or mean or anything or whatever. Just like, hey, man, like, I don't agree with William, or like what's up with William? And like,
I was one of them. I was one of them.
Hawkeye or whatever. Like, I love Hawkeye.
What I couldn't understand, I mean, if you're asked, I mean, I know, like, for me, for you to ask me to come on here and share my opinion about superheroes. I love superheroes, all of them. I don't care. I mean, I love all of them. They're superheroes. I grew up aspiring to be that, I just don't understand coming on the show to talk about that and not support I just don't understand it. If you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all.
Anything at all. Jeff B., you are right on the mark, man.
And that's how I look at it. It really, he was bashing the character, but I mean, then he did try to redeem himself later on, because he did share some thoughts on the episode, and he said he did like some things he was doing and stuff like that. But I just don't understand. I mean, if you don't like it, then don't talk about it,
Hey, look.
But you got to have both sides of the story, which I understand that.
That's right. And at the end of the day, William's my brother, and he's a friend of mine for a while now.
Right. And he's entitled to his opinion. I mean, he's entitled to that.
No,
so
I mean, he's a good
it's all
man.
good.
He's good people. So at the end of the day, like, he's a content creator, man. He's been in the game for longer than I have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, he's strategic. You know what I mean? Like, he may not even dislike Hawkeye to that degree or whatever. You know what I mean? But it's nice to have the foil. You know what I mean? Like, it's it's nice to have a contrast. But yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I've never met anybody other than William that like completely just hated Hawkeye. I thought everybody loved Hawkeye.
Yeah, I know.
What's not to like?
I mean,
I never had any idea either.
I mean, seriously. But either way, so as far as connecting right off that article, back to the direct, will Marvel bring back more Netflix heroes after Daredevil? MCU boss responds. And now, we've already talked about the fact that some of us have not actually caught every bit of the Marvel television Netflix series, but we've all seen a little bit of something on there at least. And I think everybody pretty much agrees that what came out of that whole deal was pretty good. Ever since Netflix canceled its Marvel shows, fans have been dying to see those heroes once again. This is a dream that Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige confirmed would come true with Charlie Cox's return as Daredevil in a future project. If rumors are to be believed, his reappearance could happen as soon as Spider-Man No Way Home. Talk about former Marvel stars getting another shot at their characters has been a regular topic of conversation during interviews. John Bernthal and Christian Ritter have been among those quizzed about the possibility, with neither giving away any information, assuming they had anything to hide. With Cox coming back into the picture, the return of other actors is all but a given at this point. But who and where can fans expect to see them crop up? The head of Marvel Studios has something to say about it. Will the MCU bring back more Netflix heroes? In an interview with Screen Rant, Kevin Feige touched upon the possibilities of seeing more former Netflix heroes return to the MCU fray, cryptically teasing, whenever a character comes back into the Marvel sandbox, it becomes another storytelling tool. I always say that whenever a character comes back into the Marvel sandbox, it becomes another tool in the storytelling ability of the MCU. As I said before, the good news is all will be revealed when people finally watch. That is pretty cryptic. The future of Netflix Marvel heroes. So Daredevil is set to interweave between at least 3 projects before he potentially gets his own spotlight, which I mentioned earlier. When it comes to some of the other Netflix heroes, one place where audiences could see Kristen Ritter, Jessica Jones show up again is She-Hulk, which I definitely agree with. Maybe even reuniting her with her Defenders ally. The character is a private investigator, so her past could cross with Jennifer Walters in one of her cases. While the advocacy for Finn Jones' Iron Fist to return certainly isn't high, at least some incarnation of the character would fit nicely into a future Shang-Chi storyline. After all, the first film teased the possible existence of K'un-Lun and its dragon, Shao Lo. So, another possibility for the character would be the team up that everyone's wanted for over a half decade now, Heroes for Hire. It will be a perfect place for not only Iron Fist to make up for his lackluster public opinion, but also pave the way for the reintroduction of Luke Cage. Then there's John Bernthal, who's been vocal about wanting to reprise his role as Frank Castle, provided Marvel Studios does it right. The character could fit perfectly beside the darker MCU characters like Blade and Black Knight, and maybe even Ghost Rider, whenever he eventually makes his way into the picture. So that's basically the gist of it. And Lord Deathman, starting off with you, I'm just wondering, what are your thoughts on that article in general? What are your thoughts on this whole situation, this whole dichotomy of what happens with those Netflix characters from all those series? Who do you think is going to make the cut? And I mean, I guess to start off with, do you think it makes sense for maybe Jessica Jones to pop up in She-Hulk at least?
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah.
Of course. I personally think that they could do worse to bring back all of those characters, the leads from all of those Netflix shows. But if you were drawing a line and you wanted to say, oh, it can only be top tier players, I would say they have to bring back Kristen Ritter and they have to bring back John Bernthal. I would also accept Mike Coulter, the guy who played Power Man. And you know what? You could even bring back that kid that played Iron Fist. What was it? Finn Jones? Because you know what? As much as his performance was derided by the majority of the fans, there is no one on this planet who would work harder to redeem himself if you gave him a second chance to play Iron Fist. I think the dude would be in the gym 24/8 to make it work out this second time around. So I, for one, would want to see all of those leads come back and get reincorporated into the MCU. The problem really comes in all of this, and I don't think the fans really do a lot of thinking about this. They just want. But the problem is, like you said, Jeff, there's a dichotomy. These characters are darker. They're going to be sexual situations. There are going to be scenes of extreme violence. There's going to be scenes of drug use. Netflix did not shy away from any of those themes. Disney Plus, as much as we're liking those shows, as much money as they're putting into the productions, as high quality as those shows are coming out, they're not ready to go there, right? I can dig it when guys like Taylor from the Champions will say something like, well, you don't have to really show extreme and gratuitous violence and so forth and so on. But if you're remember, you really had the the Marvel Knights imprint with the comic books that was kind of set up to do the darker tone stuff. Disney Plus really needs that section to handle these characters properly.
I don't know what Taylor was talking about that day, Lord Deathman. I love Taylor to death. He's my brother. He's a champion, one of my champion brothers. But he was out there. He was like, I don't know what was going on that day because, he must have been hanging out with Brie Larson for too long or something like that. And, something happened. I don't know. But, how can you do Punisher if he can't kill people?
Yeah, or if everybody's going to die off screen, right? It would be hard to put Punisher into the current Disney Plus framework. And again, I don't know if it's a Marvel Knights imprint where they say, hey, these characters are kind of like 18 and above, mature situations. And we're not doing it to be edgelords. We're not doing it because it's cool to show violence or we all want to be school shooters or whatever. We're doing it because, these characters go to extremes. These characters get put into extreme situations. And that's a lot of how the drama builds up. I mean, look at Frank Miller's Daredevil. He took the typical Karen Page. She would be just like Gwen Stacy or Mary Jane. Those characters are untouchable, except Frank Miller decided to turn her into a prostitute and addicted to drugs. And that brought gravity like we've never seen it before in Born Again in the comic books. Daredevil gets outed, his secret identity, becomes homeless, gets punked by the Kingpin. We do need Marvel stories that can go to that area without, a feeling of being censored or nerfed.
Shaw, what do you think, man? What do you think about what Lord Deathman just said about in terms of how they're going to handle these characters like the Punisher, Daredevil, assuming that they want to do a Netflix series type Daredevil, not a Disney Plus type Daredevil, maybe? You know what I mean? Like, what do you think about that? And then what are your thoughts on these characters coming back from Netflix? Who do you think might actually make it back to the MCU?
Well, I can definitely see Jessica Jones and maybe Luke Cage probably. And I think I remember something about they were supposed to start some section of Disney Plus that was going to be more R-rated stuff. It was a while ago, so I don't know if that's still happening. I think that was supposed to be something called Stars or something like that. I'm not sure.
They already have it in Europe. Doesn't Grandmaster have that already, Lord Deathman?
I think so. It's called Star or Hot Star, or something like that.
Yeah. So Shaw, would you agree with me that you can't do the Punisher on Disney Plus as it is right now?
True, very true.
I mean, I know that you're not a diehard, comic book fan like to the T to where like, you're crazy about it or whatever. But I mean, Shaw, I'm sure you probably do care about the authenticity of these characters in terms of reprising what they did in the comics, right?
Yeah, I do. I care.
So at that point, what do you think about the fact that Moon Knight's going to be on Disney Plus?
Right. I got a little hope that it might be good, but we'll see. I mean, maybe it'll be good.
Does that mean you're pessimistic?
A little bit, yeah. But I mean, I got hope.
But the pessimism is because of the fact that it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I agree with that. Jeff, same thing to you. What do you think? What's your take on all those Netflix characters?
Yes, on the Moon Knight before you even hit me on that one. Yeah. I think they'll put it on Disney Plus, but it's going to be tough to do the actual Moon Knight stuff. I don't know how they're going to do the violent side. We may get like a PG-13, a high 13 version. I don't know. I'm curious to find that out on Moon Knight, though. As far as all the Netflix characters go, Bernthal, I think that's what he's talking about when he says that in the articles about talking with Marvel. I think that's what he's meaning when he says he doesn't want to have he knows because he's played that character on Netflix. And I don't see how they could put Punisher on Disney Plus right now. I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
Luke Cage, and Jessica Jones. Now, Jessica Jones had a lot of alcohol in there. It was a lot of alcoholism and a lot of sexism stuff in there too. So that might be kind of tough. But I think Disney Plus could probably get away with the alcohol.
Well, there wasn't any sexism. She's just
I used the wrong term. I'm using the wrong term, but you know what I meant. I meant.
She just likes the D. She likes the D, Jeff.
Right. There's a lot of that she's in, but yeah, I think, and like they said about Iron Fist, I loved every one of those shows on Netflix, and I loved the Iron Fist show. It got a little boring, but I don't think that was as much the acting as it was really the writing. I think the writing had a lot to do with that.
Yeah, amen to that, Jeff. It was.
Yeah, I don't think it was as much the actors. I think Finn Jones did a good portrayal of Iron Fist, and I for one would love to see Iron Fist with Shang-Chi and them in a version 2, in this sequel. It would be nice to see them drop Iron Fist in there. But I mean, it could be.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
But I would love to see that happen. But no, I loved every one of those Netflix characters, but the violent part is what's going to be tough for Disney Plus the way it is right now, because they're really focused on, the young people, and the way after these last shootings, it's going to be tough.
I'm sorry about that, Jeff. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, with the stuff that happened in Michigan.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough, especially bringing the Punisher in there right now.
But I mean, ripping off of Jeff, Lord Deathman, and Shaw. What are your thoughts about basically the idea of of Shang-Chi and imagine they bring back the actor as Danny Rand from Netflix, the Netflix series, to do Iron Fist, and they decide to do Iron Fist and Shang-Chi together and Shang-Chi 2. Do you think that would work? Do you think that would sell, Shaw?
Yeah, it could work. It could work. I mean, it would depend on the writing, like who does it. So it could work. It could work.
What do you think, Deathman?
Could it work? Oh
Yeah.
my God. It would look. Disney could dunk on my bank account all day long and all night long if
That's
they
what I'm
give me a
screaming.
movie where Iron Fist and Shang-Chi are packaged together in some kind of a martial arts adventure type movie. They need to do two things for me: Power Man and Iron Fist, not Power Man or Iron Fist. Power Man and Iron Fist, because that's the peanut butter and jelly right there. Put that in a movie, and then give me Shang-Chi, give me Iron Fist, give me Daredevil. Those three characters in a movie, that street level, fantastically choreographed fight, hand-to-hand combat style stuff. Hell, put Captain America in there. Get them all in there. But yeah, to your question, to answer it directly, I think it would be amazing, and I think it could work extremely well.
Be awesome.
Police was trying to do a stop point. The man said, no, not today. And they began to race behind each other like cats and dogs. And the police car just twisted around like a tornado, girl. And the Lord just shook it up and the man just got injured. His head went to one side and his body went to the other side. And girl, he hit the pole. I was actually going to buy me a piece of burger from Burger King. And I just stopped right in the middle because...
Yes, that is going to be that's going to be my special guest co-host. In a couple weeks, I'm going to have I don't even know what that is. I don't know if that's a woman or a man. I have no idea. I'll be honest. But yeah, it's going to be on.
Give me an Iron Fist and Shang-Chi movie, and I'll do my eyebrows like that guy.
I want to see that
There you
guy. I
go.
want to see that guy in Shang-Chi too. You know what I'm saying?
That
Put it on. Tell me what you hear.
Dogs. Cat.
Oh man, Jeff, I don't know what's going on with these technical difficulties, man. Yeah, I hear you laughing, Jeff. You can pretend. It's all good.
I'm laughing.
I know you are. It's funny.
Jeff B is hijacking the stream.
That's right. That's right. But Shaw is stoic about the whole thing, right, Shaw?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Shaw is a professional. So, but I'm sure he's smiling at least when he saw that chick's weave fall off. I'm sure he smiled. So okay, moving on. Kevin Feige confirms Daredevil casting in the MCU, and fans will be pumped. I'm just going to really quick breeze through this because we already kind of touched on this. We don't need the backstory. Over the years, certain actors have grown to become synonymous with the Marvel character they were hired to play. Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark, yada, yada, yada. The man behind the machine that is the MCU sat down with Cinema Blend and fielded out questions about Daredevil and the character's potential in the MCU. now that his Netflix show has run its course. If you were to see Daredevil in upcoming things, Charlie Cox, yes, would be the actor playing Daredevil. Where we see that, how we see that, when we see that remains to be seen. That's it. That's all he said. So, I mean, honestly, to tell you the truth, there's not even really much to even work with that. I mean, let's just put it out. I'll put it out there this one time around the table. Going to you, Jeff B. How going back to what you asked earlier, or said earlier about what would they end up doing with Daredevil? Would they consider giving him a solo film? What would be your split on that? Like if you had to call that, if you had to rate it 1 to 10 and give me a rating, what do you think the rating is that will actually get a Charlie Cox Daredevil solo movie?
Oh, between 1 and 10, I would say right now, as it is, probably about maybe a 5.5, maybe. And I only say that because it would be really, really, really tough to do a solo Daredevil movie without some sort of lead into it. You know what I'm saying? Without some sort of lead up to Daredevil. Like my perfect idea would be having Daredevil fade into a movie like Spider-Man, come in and help out with a fight scene, and you don't know who the hell he is. And then, you know, the people that are watching are like, oh, you know, it's Daredevil. Kind of like what Lord was saying about the way they did Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? Bring him in like something like that.
Yeah.
That would be the best ideal way, I think, anyway, but that's just my opinion.
Okay. Going to you, Shaw. What's your rating on that? What do you think? What do you think about the possibility of there actually getting a Daredevil solo film?
I'd say a good 6.5. Just likely. It's likely.
Okay, so you're lukewarm. You're above middle ground on that. So you do see a possibility. You're optimistic that it could happen.
Yep. It's likely.
Okay. What do you think, Lord Deathman?
You know, I'm gonna be a little bit more optimistic than my colleagues on the panel. I'm gonna say a 7. I know there have been other Daredevil films. I know we've seen him in other media, so it's really tough to imagine what a new solo Daredevil film might look like. But I feel optimistic that the guys at Marvel Studios would have a unique take on the character and give us something that we haven't seen with the character before. Maybe someone new out of the Rogues Gallery, maybe skipping the origin and kind of giving us a Daredevil that's already in play. But that being said, I really do hope they give a really splashy introduction for Daredevil in the movies. I think a great pairing in terms of that street level vibe would be Iron Fist and Daredevil. You know, when you bring those two characters together on the street level and incorporate Power Man into that. So I don't know if it's let's do a Power Man and Iron Fist movie and that's where you bring Daredevil in, because it's the same city, same street level type operations. It's usually about organized crime, cutting off the drug trade, you know, dealing with vice and that seedy underbelly. I think we've got a fairly decent chance of a solo Daredevil movie, though. So I'm going to say a 7.
Okay. Hey, you know what? That's the highest number that we got out of the panel. If I had to throw a number out on it, I would say that I probably would rock with I'm going to go with a 6 or a 6.5. That's where I'm at. Was that basically the same thing as you, Shaw?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah, that's about where I'm at with it. I mean, I love Daredevil, so I'm biased at the end of the day. I'd love to see another Daredevil solo movie. I'd love to see them do a really good one to make up for the Ben Affleck ones.
Yeah.
You know, it would be nice. But do I think it's a possibility or that it's actually something that could actually happen? It's hard to say. There's already so much going on in Marvel and the MCU. There's already so many characters. But moving on, and jumping away from the Netflix Marvel television characters and stuff like that for a minute and kind of going in a different direction. Kevin Feige promises new MCU project. Announcements are coming soon from Screen Rant. Exclusive. Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige promises more MCU project announcements are coming soon. but that he likes their current strategy. Marvel Studios boss Kevin Feige promises that more Marvel Cinematic Universe announcements are coming soon. The producer is currently busy doing the press rounds for Spider-Man No Way Home. After wrapping up the Infinity Saga with the Avengers Endgame, the MCU is currently in a transition period as it slowly rebuilds itself and lays the groundwork for its overarching narrative. Due to the coronavirus pandemic, Marvel Studios was forced to reshuffle their Phase 4 slate that was confirmed during San Diego Comic-Con 2019. Now it seems like their existing schedule will stick moving forward, despite the latest rounds of delays to give production more time to work on their respective movies and TV shows. But even with that plan runs through at least 2023, Feige says there are a few more projects that are just waiting to be confirmed. When asked in an exclusive interview with Screen Rant if Marvel Secrecy has held back potential announcements, Kevin Feige revealed that there will be news about the franchise coming very soon. I'm assuming he's talking about the Avengers, although he did like that they're able to focus on their next project without dealing so much with what's down the line. He's excited about various events at which they will unveil additional plans for the universe. There'll be news. There'll be various events. Obviously, with the pandemic, the way we've announced things has changed and been altered. And in some ways, that's been good because it's kept the focus on what's next. It's kept the focus on the projects as they came out. And certainly the anticipation for No Way Home, I would say, is as big as anything we've ever felt before, which is good timing as the movie's about to come out. So let's see here. Feige mentions that there will be various events in the near future where they will unveil additional Marvel Cinematic Universe plans. Fans will likely be curious to see how these unfold, since a lot of the rumored ones have already been confirmed, like WandaVision spinoff Agatha House of Harkness, starring Kathryn Hahn. So basically, that's the gist of it. What I want to take from that, basically, is just that. I don't know, guys. You tell me. What do you think, Lord Deathman? I'm pretty comfortable with where the MCU's at right now with what we already have to work with. What do you think?
You know, I think they do always set a high bar in terms of content for the fans. I do think that Phase 4 and some of the Disney Plus stuff that we're going to be getting in the future comes from a place of trying to carve out these niches and not necessarily always being about mass appeal. So when you take a show like Echo, which is an upcoming thing, I feel like that's meant to satisfy a certain category of fans. The same thing with Miss Marvel. That feels like it's for younger fans. So I feel like Phase 4 was more about them kind of stretching out there, experimenting, putting their feelers out for what the fandom would would be excited about. Now that unfortunately they had to take an L critically with Eternals, and I won't sidetrack the conversation by talking about that. I do feel like they're ramping up to kind of. I feel like the Empire is going to strike back. After that, I think the hit machine is going to go back to its normal cadence of these are the characters you want to see. Let's get an Avengers franchise back on the board. Let's bring back those A characters, get them into their movies again. Start talking about that kind of stuff on Disney Plus as well. I really think we're going to, with this next round of announcements, I really think the fandom anticipation and the level of appeal that those projects are going to have is going to be extremely high now that we've gone through this we've gotten past this experimental sort of phase of things.
Yeah, Chloe's out, man. Yeah, I mean, what else can you say about that? I mean,
just wife it, put a ring on that, and I think Chloe's still single, man. Make your move.
Oh my God, can you imagine being the fucking guy laying there hurt or whatever on the stretcher and you fall out of the fucking truck? All right. So, I want to make sure we're on the same page here, Lord Deathman. Lord Deathman really enjoyed the Eternals, which is okay. I respect that opinion. But basically what you're saying, and I'm putting this to you, Shaw, and to you, Jeff. What Lord Deathman is saying, I think, right there is that he's accepting or acknowledging that Marvel took an L on the Eternals. They did, legit, like they did. And that there's going to be a rebound coming off of that. Is that what you're saying, Lord Deathman? Like there's going to be energy coming off that.
I do. Now, just to be clear, I do think they took a hard L critically. They were not able to satisfy critics on Eternals, and they polarized the fan base to a certain extent with that. I don't think that that's a place they want to be in on a regular basis. Like I said, I think Kevin Feige is going to go back to business as usual and turn the hit machine back on.
Well, if they really want to solve the issue with the Eternals, they could always just go ahead and do Eternals 2 with Captain Marvel as an Eternal. And everything would be gravy. But Shaw, what do you think about that whole deal that with Lord Deathman just said? Do you buy into what Deathman just said?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So you feel like the L from the Eternals is going to like open up something where we're going to get some really good shit from Marvel off that?
Yeah, it's a few good interesting things like Celestials, Blade, and the Black Knight. So yeah, set up some pretty decent stuff.
But what about the level of the films themselves individually? That's what I'm wondering. You know what I'm saying? And you understand what I mean. I know you do. Like, what about the level of the films where they, are we going to be able to get the films back to at least like half of what we got from like Infinity War and Endgame and Civil War?
Well, maybe. I mean, the very next one is like the most highly anticipated. So maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. What do you think, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm right there with it. So I haven't seen Eternals. I haven't seen it at all, but I'm going to throw this out there. I think Lord Deathman is probably old school Silver Age. Am I right on that?
Man, all day. You bring me Stan, Jack Kirby.
He gets the story of Eternals. See, a lot of people probably had no idea who the Eternals are and probably have no idea what it meant or anything else, because there's really not that much about the Eternals.
Yeah.
So I didn't expect a whole lot out of that movie, to tell you the truth. I mean, that's why I didn't rush out to go see it. Not that I'm not supporting it. I'll watch it, but I didn't rush right out to go see it because I didn't expect it to really hit off real good. Because the Eternals is
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
Special type person. I mean, in my opinion, because you really got to know your history on that. Because that was Kirby. I mean, that was Kirby, in my opinion, that was Kirby acid in and out. LSD tripping big time.
Well, Jeff, let me ask you a question. I don't mean to cut you off.
He went deep in that run.
Jeff, real quick.
Yeah.
Do you think that since you've had all this time before you're seeing the Eternals, do you think that you're kind of jaded at least a little bit, like towards the film already, just off the shit you've heard?
No, I mean, I was that way when I saw the trailers for it, and then, of course, what I've heard now, the reviews and stuff, I'm like, it was kind of what I expected, to tell you the truth. Because that's a hard story to tell. I mean, it really is. That's extremely a tough story to tell.
Extremely hard.
And I knew that. So, I mean, and that's okay. I mean, I'll take the L for Marvel, dude. I'm all about that's fine because I know they're going to jack that ball out of the park. I'm not even worried about it. I mean, I think Doctor Strange is going to kick it out. I think Ant-Man's going to kick it out. All the other things that are coming up, I'm not worried about them at all. I mean, not one bit. They can take a L on this one and rebound just fine. Just fine.
I think I actually have some B-roll from the Eternals trailer.
And that's...
Hey, boy, right. Get in there. Boy, look at your face. Fuck, boy. Puss. Get out there, Robbie. Fuck, boy. Bad boy, Phil. You. Sit up. What's the war? Look at this. Boy.
I like Robin.
Just like his daddy, he got a beard when I'm trying to run it. I want to kiss, now he got it back. I don't want to spit, I want to go, I want to gag, I want to choke, I want you. Making this fire, when I need the sound, he's going and trying to put my slow. Yeah, hold up. This that why, that that bought me like you crazy, goddamn, good, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But you know what we talked about before, Jeff, and we talked about it a little bit tonight too. I'm fired up about the multiversal side of where this thing's going. After I watched Loki, I've been fired up about it this whole time, man. I can't wait to see Kane come in. I can't wait to see what kind of villains we're going to get. Yeah, I think the MCU is going to be kicking a lot of ass. Yeah, I really do. I mean,
if I can meet that chick, if I can meet that sign language interpreter from that video before I meet Echo in person, I might actually succeed and like win big. You know what I'm saying? I just need a little work with my sign language, and she seems to really know her shit.
But I will watch the Eternals. You know, I'm just waiting. I'll probably wait till it comes out on Disney Plus now because it's so long into it. But no, I kind of figured that was going to be a tough movie.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, Lord Deathman.
Well, I was just going to say, Jeff B, check it out. Don't trust me. Don't take my word for it. And Jeff S, don't take his word for it. I say at least see it for yourself. Make that decision.
Right. Yeah. I'm going to watch it. Yeah, I'm going to watch it. I just figured when I saw the trailers for that and knowing what I know about the little bit that I know about the Eternals, I knew that it couldn't be a really deep dive movie unless you really read that story and know, you know, that, I guess, mythos, I guess is the word.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't know that mythos that well. I know a little bits and pieces of it. I went out and bought the newest Killian run of it to try to read that before the movie. And, you know, after I seen the trailer stuff, I was still like, man, I really don't know what it's going to be about. So,
yeah.
But I mean, that's cool. It's all good. I'll watch it for sure.
A whole nother video on this, Jeff B and Jeff S. So
look at this son of a bitch.
Yeah, doggone it. Your boy
What's up,
William is in the building.
Better
What's
late
up,
than
y'all?
never.
Your boy William in the building. What's up?
William, did you ever meet Lord Deathman before?
No,
we have not had the pleasure, my friend. Good to meet you, William.
Good to meet you, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Can't complain. What we talking about tonight, guys?
I've told William a lot of positive things about you, Lord Deathman. You can ask him; he'll tell you.
Oh yes, he has.
And you know, I always have really nice things to say about Lord Deathman. But what are we doing? What are we talking about?
Yes,
we're talking about how like we can't figure out how anybody could possibly hate Hawkeye as much as you do. But no, that's not what we're talking about. No, actually, we were talking about how Lord Deathman thinks that Marvel took a L with the Eternals, but they're going to rebound off of it, and like that's gonna create energy where the MCU is going to take off after that, like after Spider-Man, and then going forward. What do you think about that? What do you think about that, William?
I think the rebound is going to come with Spider-Man. I think that's where the rebound is going to come. We talked about it last show. It's kind of how they did it. They good, bad, better. And I think the better is going to be where that rebound comes in. And from that, and then you're going to get a better Eternals movie with the second, because there's nothing worse than that first Eternals movie. Nothing. But what
about like a plateau effect with Spider-Man, where Spider-Man is like just so awesome that like there's another drop off again?
I don't think it's going to be. I don't think there's going to be another drop off, because when you look at it, you go into Doctor Strange right after that. And Doctor Strange is supposed to be, from everything that you're hearing and seeing, everything that's going to be solid. So
drop off is not going to happen for a while. Drop off is not going to happen for a while.
Yeah, I don't see a plateau coming. You know, once they get past this Hawkeye trash, I don't see them having a plateau.
Look, it's going to be straight ballers after Hawkeye. Straight hits.
Yeah, I think it's going to be straight hits after that.
What comes out after Doctor Strange 2? Thor: Love and Thunder or Black Panther?
That was Thor: Love and Thunder.
I think it's Thor: Love and Thunder and then Black Panther. Both
Yeah.
of those highly anticipated. I don't think they're coming to lose with either of those.
Okay, Shaw, what do you think? At the end of the day, no, we don't need to have a huge discussion about this. Is Black Panther going to work without Chadwick Boseman or not?
I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I mean, they're planning stuff, working stuff around. I mean, so I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
I think the only thing, even with Shuri playing the role, I still think it'll be a successful movie. It's got everything that you need for it to be a successful movie. So I don't think you're gonna see a drop off at all without Chadwick. Yeah, rest in peace, Chadwick. He's gonna be very, very missed. Only man that could play Black Panther, in my opinion. But I think Marvel sees the importance of having this movie be good, and I think they're gonna come to the forefront and they're gonna bring it.
What do you think, Jeff?
What do I think about the rebound of Black Panther?
Yeah. You think it?
They better
rebound be able to
it.
pull it off? You think they're going to be able to pull off a good movie without Chadwick Boseman?
I mean, they're going to have to, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they've already committed to doing the movie, so they're going to have to. I mean, I hate like hell that we're not going to have Chadwick Boseman, but they're going to have to figure something out. I mean, they're already committed to doing it. Now, I don't know who, and I don't know, how good of an actor they're going to find to do it. I've got faith that they will, but they're going to have to. I mean,
Sean, correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't mean to cut you off, Jeff.
No, you're fine, bro.
Go ahead.
Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but in the comics, didn't Shuri take over?
Yeah,
that's what I thought. Yeah.
But it's a different Shuri. It's not. It's not the Shuri that you see in the MCU right now.
Right.
It's a different Shuri.
Right.
Yeah, it's different.
It's a Shuri that has combat skills. That's tall.
Right, because I mean, in the comic books, Black Panther's married to Storm.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I don't know. They may turn it, but no, I'm not trying to sound mean by saying that, but I mean, they're going to have to. They've already committed to doing it. So,
Jeff, you're not being mean.
You're
being absolutely real, man. You're telling the truth. They're
Yeah.
going to have to bring it.
Yeah, they're going to have to.
There'll never be another Chadwick. I mean, there never will.
And particularly after he passed, they had a chance not to do it.
Right.
So,
And I feel bad for whoever's going to take that role. I feel bad for them, man, because they've got a lot to have to stand up to, and that's what's going to be tough.
Yep.
So,
well, you know what, Shaw, that's actually interesting that Jeff mentioned that. Now that we lost Chadwick Boseman, what do you think ends up happening? I mean, since we lost the main Black Panther, do you think we even will get a Storm Black Panther relationship?
Well, no, because they're not going to recast him. They've already said that. So
right. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how they're going to do it. They'd have to use Shuri.
They got
to.
to.
Yeah, Shuri's going to be Black Panther for that one.
Yeah.
But apparently she said that she wants going to be a part of this movie, and then that's it. That she doesn't want to do it any after.
Right.
Okay.
But then they'll just bring what's his name back. Because
go ahead, Deathman. Go ahead.
I just want to say, I know that this is a polarizing discussion to have amongst the fans. A lot of people are still feeling the loss of Chadwick Boseman. There are lots of us that want them to recast. There are a ton of us that feel like you could never recast. I believe that they are acknowledging the death of T'Challa in the sequel. And guys, call me out on that if I'm wrong. I think is that not confirmed?
I have no idea.
I don't think you're wrong though, because it makes sense.
It's very likely.
It's heavily rumored. Rumored
I think they're going to acknowledge the death of T'Challa. That under some circumstances he's going to die in Black Panther 2. But here's what I think the fans really need to keep in mind and try to look past the grief and look past a world without Chadwick Boseman in it. It wasn't just Chadwick Boseman that you fell in love with in that first Black Panther film, even though he was a huge part of what made it work. It was really the world of Wakanda, and I do think that Wakanda has extreme potential to tell anthology stories in that framework.
Good point.
There is no reason that you can't tell the story of the first Black Panther, Topanga. I mean, imagine what it was like for that Black Panther, the very first one to be contacted
Right.
by
Right.
Bast, the cat god, and to say, you have to unite these tribes. You have to find a way to stop making this vibranium, because in the early days it was poisoning people, turning them into these undead necropolis type dudes. The first Black Panther had to unite the tribes and establish that the cult of the Panther would lead the Wakanda nation. That's an epic story to tell right there. It's the little animation bit that they did at the beginning of the first Black Panther, but stretched out into an entire movie. That's a hit right there.
And
There's
they
no
may go
reason.
that route.
Yeah.
And also look at the all-star cast you had in that first one. A lot of them are coming back as well. So
yeah,
And you're gonna get Namor. You're gonna get
and
Namor
and
from
Namor,
America.
Yep.
forget
Yep.
about it.
Mhm.
It's a hit, as the
Yeah.
Sopranos say.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
Now you bringing Atlantis into the fray.
Yeah.
I think at the point that just to throw my 2 cents in there, at the point that we're talking about Namor being like a quasi villain, I guess, for like maybe part of the film, and then allying with Wakanda at the end or something like that, or whatever, how they're gonna do it. I feel like that alone, them doing that alone, could be enough right there to carry the film. You know what I mean? And take it over the top. But I think overall that it's a tough order. It's a tough situation to be in if you're Ryan Coogler and you've got to sit there without Chadwick Boseman and do the Black Panther 2. It's a tough spot to be in. And I don't know how it's going to work with them throwing the Ironheart Riri Williams chick into the mix and everything like that and whatnot. I thought that was kind of weird.
Man, Riri gets so much hate.
Well, I mean, hey, I'm not hating.
But she's a genius.
Yep.
So I mean, she would pair up really well with Shuri.
Mm-hmm. Really well.
So, I think that's how they're going to introduce her is with Shuri, because of her vast genius.
Yeah.
The AI part.
They're going to need a lot of help to deal with Namor. And for me, I don't want to see nice guy Aquaman, I'm a family dude. This is Namor. Imperious.
I don't want to see Pantene man with this Pantene hair shake.
Yeah, we don't need
that.
No, we don't need that.
Imperious Rex.
No, I feel you. So, William, tell me, brother, you're back on the bleeding edge to say hello.
Mm-hmm.
We're both from GNN, Geek News Now Network. So Shaw, and a lot of other folks, a lot of other good people. What is going on at the Geek Gauntlet Podcast these days?
Well, this week we have our Lord of the Rings special, where we're breaking down the movies, the books, anything that's Lord of the Rings themed. We're going to be going over it. That's a special part of the Geek News Now Network. That's going to be this Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, twitch.tv/William Morgan Media. And then next show after that, we're going to be breaking down all the geek news, everything that's going down in the world of geek. We also have a New Year's Eve special. We're going to be breaking down the best of anime. All of us at Geek Gauntlet are anime lovers, so we definitely be breaking some of that down as well.
So the Lord of the Rings show is on Saturday night?
Yes, sir.
Is it really? Damn, I didn't realize it was that close.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. It sounds like fun. Shaw, what's going on with your new roster over on Geek Gauntlet these days? You guys got a different team last time I checked.
Yeah, we added 2 ladies. Kat, who I believe is also with Geek News Now, and what's her? Yeah, Janae, also brand new. Yeah, that's our new people. So it's the 4 of us.
And that is awesome. And Janae's been on the bleeding edge before. She's really good people. Kat seems pretty cool. I caught these guys' show last Saturday, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I thought the chemistry and the vibe and the energy and everything between you guys as a team was good. I would definitely tell anybody out there that is into the MCU, the DCU, the DCEU, if that even exists at this point still, the geek, anything nerd, you're going to get it, and you're going to get it good, and you're going to get it professionally well done and concise and tight over on the Geek Gauntlet. And this new squad they've got over there with these ladies, man, it's pretty mean, man. I mean, William, congratulations, brother. Guess who freaking made partner with YouTube for the first time?
Thank you.
Outstanding. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you. It took a while. I tried before.
How's it feel?
It feels great to be a partner. It feels fantastic. It can go over there, do a lot of different things, can pump out some new content, do some specials and things like that with the gang. And anybody's welcome. So Lord Deaf Man, Jeff, both Jeffs, Shaw, if you guys want to roll over, let me know. We got you.
Well,
you guys are more than welcome to come on.
I'll tell you right now, if you come on the Bleeding Edge on Wednesdays for the next 3 weeks at all, I'm not even going to have you on at all, because if you come on, I'm going to lose even more subscribers on my YouTube channel just from you talking smack about Hawkeye.
Look, man. Look, here's the thing, and I'm quite sure Lord Deaf Man and Jeff would agree with me. You have to, when you come on shows like this, you can't fake it. You have to be honest. If you like something,
you got to bring the heat.
Right. If you like something, you like
can't
something.
BS.
Right. If you like something, you like something. If you don't, you don't. I think Hawkeye's the world's most born Avenger. Never been a fan. I gotta let that show through. And if that makes me the bad guy, so be it. I'll be the bad guy.
The heel.
Yeah, I'll be the heel. Yeah, that don't bother me at all. I'll be the heel.
Well, at the end of the day, that's one of the fabulous aspects about being a fan of the MCU and Marvel Studios and everything, is that we all do have our own opinions, and we actually get along, even though they're a lot of them are very different. And at the end of the day, I mean, honestly, as far as the Eternals goes, William, you'll be shocked, but I actually am considering going back and seeing the Eternals one more time before it's out of theaters.
If you want to go and check it out for Easter eggs or whatever you thought you might have missed that first time, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that, because that's part of it. That's part of what we do as well. We got to make sure we bring everything to the fans, concise, neat, as you said before. And if you go just to make sure there's no type of any Easter eggs you may have missed or anything you could bring education to your listeners or your subscribers, I got no problem with that.
No, listen, I'm just razzing you, man. I already said some kind words about you at the end of the day earlier, and about the whole thing with Hawkeye, that it's not like a personal thing or whatever and whatnot. You're good, man. You're good. I'm not losing any sleep over anybody bitching about like you not loving Hawkeye. It's all good, man. At the end of the day, Jeff, are you needing to take off, man?
Yeah, I got to take off here in a minute, man. I got to take a shower and get ready for tomorrow.
All right, brother. Well, listen.
All right, Jeff. Have a good one, man.
Yeah, we've been rocking and rolling. We've been on here for a while, haven't we?
Yeah, we have been. We're almost done.
Yeah, we've been on here. Yeah, it's been a good one, man. I enjoyed it.
All right, hey, we enjoyed having you on, Jeff.
Send me everybody's links, Jeff, so I can get on there and support their podcast and stuff.
Appreciate that,
Most
man.
definitely.
Yeah, so I can at least download some of them and listen to them.
I can definitely do that.
Yeah. All right, man. All right, guys. Y'all have a good
All right,
night.
Jeff.
Take care now, man.
Care,
have a good night, man.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
D mega doo doo. I'm sorry.
Where that one from?
That looked like news bloopers.
Yes.
What was that, man? I don't know what happened right there. William, did you hear about the new head writer for Captain Marvel 2 that they just announced?
No wonder the first movie sucked.
You see her do that little that shimmy right there at the end?
Man, that was Man, that was a 3.5 on the Richter scale, man. Get out of here with that. Get out of here with that chick, man.
Hey,
no wonder the first movie sucked. You got somebody like her, not gonna do anything. No sir, no sir. No.
hey, big is beautiful.
Not that big.
Don't fat shame people.
I ain't fat shaming.
Lord
but,
Deathman don't want to hear that shit. Oh,
look,
William.
there's a difference. There's a difference between thick and being a metric ton. There's a difference there.
William, we had some breaking news earlier that you should definitely check out.
Dang gang.
Oh man.
Oh
Jeff.
my goodness.
Oh man. All right.
Oh shit, man. Lord Deathman, I'm telling you, bro. I'm gonna have to bring that to the podcast of champions. It's so good, man. I mean, seriously.
Give it to Grandmaster. Tell him to put it on repeat.
That's gotta be shared.
Lord Deathman, did you see his Skeletor?
Yes, I have seen his Skeletor meme.
Wait.
So anyway,
but you know, I'm looking forward because I think Spider-Man is going to really be a big boom toward Phase 5, and I'm looking forward to it.
well, you know what? Honestly, William, since you came on and everything and whatnot, and we have been on for a while, why don't we just go ahead and call it? Let's skip the Morbius article and whatnot. You guys have been very loyal troopers here throughout the show. So why don't we go ahead and call it while you're on here? And you'll have another chance to do some plug-in and whatnot and everything. We can talk about some GNN shit. And, we could also maybe mention sakar.freeforums.net and
Yes.
Podcast of Champions and, Lord Deathman and the rest of the champions. But look, I just want to mention really quick that it was really fun having you guys on, Shaw. It was great having you on again, man. Thanks for coming on.
Nice meeting you.
Always good to collaborate with you. I hope that you enjoyed your experience with Lord Deathman. I mean, he is from hell, so I mean,
Yeah, I'm bringing the heat straight from hell.
He's Ghost Rider's
representing
cousin.
for the underworld.
He's Ghost Rider's cousin.
That's right. That's right. So at the end of the day, it was really great of you, Lord Deathman, to pop on short notice like you did.
It was my pleasure, man. Thank you for having me, Jeff.
Yeah, and you know what, guys? I'm sorry that I made you wait for a minute before we got the show started tonight. I apologize for that. I didn't get that much sleep last night, and so I think that I just was a little bit unfocused, kind of going into the show. My mind was kind of scatterbrained, but at the end of the day, it was a really good show. I had a good time. It's always good to talk with good people, and it's always good to be with Geek News Now Network. And shout out to Damon and David out there. Hopefully they'll decide to pop in one of these days on the Bleeding Edge. But it's been good to see you again, William. Thank you for popping on.
Thank you, man.
I've never had anybody just pop on before during my show like William just has. This is the first for me.
Running.
It's pretty cool. And I, again, just want to mention that we've got a lot of really good stuff planned and ahead of us between the Bleeding Edge and between Geek Gauntlet Podcast. I'm not going to put anything out there concrete as of yet. We got we'll wait till 2022 before we worry about getting crazy about getting into some intense crazy new content or whatever. But me and William have got some things brewing, and I think at the end of the day we're going to end up having some good collaborations and making Geek News Now Network look damn good, which is what I'm all about, right? So,
Yes, sir.
Shaw, do you want to plug anything or say anything about Geek Gauntlet?
Yeah, just tune in every Saturday night at 10 o'clock on Twitch, Morgan Media, William Wary Media, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, please tune in.
And William, you want to come off that with anything?
Yeah, like I said, please just come on over, have a good time. We talk straight geek stuff. Most Get Past His Daughter of the Ring special. We're gonna go into anime, like I said before. That's gonna be really fun. And we're gonna be talking about stuff like Attack on Titan, Vinland Saga, my favorite two. So I might get into what your what's your favorite anime again, Shaw?
Madoka Magica, Gurren Lagann, Kogias.
Janae is more into the stuff of yesterday, like Sailor Moon. And we can go all day about Sailor Moon, me and her. Kat is more into that dark type of theme anime. And she's always fun to talk to, so it should be a good show on New Year's Eve. So definitely check us out for that too.
You guys have so many, just in right there alone, you dropped so many different anime names that I have not watched, that like the list of my anime watching needing just grows and grows. I mean, I've never even heard of some of those animes, to be honest with you. So, I mean, I watched like the first 4 or 5 episodes of Tokyo Ghoul last night.
Tokyo Ghoul is good.
Yeah. I was getting into that. I like the animation. You know, it was pretty solid for the time that show came out. But Lord Deathman, I know that you are not exactly a salesman when it comes to Podcast of Champions and Sakar, but and you don't like to take a lot of credit for all the good work you do on there. But Lord Deathman does moderate like half the shows on the Podcast of Champions on Saturdays that we do, pretty much every Saturday. And you should consider subscribing to the Podcast of Champions YouTube channel. I have, and I enjoy going on there and hanging out with the rest of the champions. And we bang out some really good content together too.
Absolutely.
We don't play.
Hey guys, send me a link to that.
Oh yeah, we will. We will. Lord Deathman, what do you got to say about sakar.freeforums.net and Podcast of Champions?
Yeah, I can't tell you guys how excited about the content that we are about to do. Closing out 2021, we're talking about MCU. We're talking about Lord of the Rings. We're talking about all the stuff going on at the DCEU. We've got Star Wars stuff coming out. We're reviewing the Book of Boba Fett. We're in the middle of a Hawkeye review. We're also doing James Bond content. You name it in fandom, and we probably cover it at the Podcast of Champions. So if you feel like you are ready and you have attained champion status in your mind and in your heart, go to YouTube, do a search, Podcast of Champions, check out all of the content there. Lots of good stuff. Jeff is a frequent guest, bringing a crazy energy to the whole thing, ramping it up to a whole new level with his brand of humor and analysis and insight. We're always grateful to have him. And definitely check out the message board. The message board is at sakar.freeforums.net. I'd probably get executed summarily if I didn't bring that URL to the table. So definitely go on there, log on, create an account. Very chill scene. Everybody, keeps it respectful. And there's a lot of different sections of fandom to get involved in there. Great talk, great people.
That's right. It is all good people over there, just like we like to think we have here on the Bleeding Edge. And thank you very much for the kind words, Lord Deathman. I really appreciate them. I love being a champion. I love doing the shows. We have a good time. And I'm looking forward to everything that you just mentioned in terms of what we got ahead of us in the future on the Podcast of Champions. And we are growing slowly but surely. We are expanding in terms of people on Sakar and the Podcast of Champions. And, things are definitely improving and heading in a good direction. And I just want to mention quickly that I, of course, always appreciate everybody out there that decides to follow or subscribe to the MCU's Bleeding Edge, whether it be on YouTube. Of course, that's my first choice that I would hope you would. But I love some followers on Twitch. And I'll take them on anything. Trovo, Daily Motion, VK Live, Facebook, I don't even care. We're on all the social media. The MCU's Bleeding Edge. We're on everything. We're everywhere. We're going to have merchandise soon. We're getting crazy. It's been a long show. I need another glass of wine and I need a cigarette. But again, I just want to say that to all the guests that came on, to Jeff B, who's gone, unfortunately, along with the rest of the team here. I really appreciate all of y'all coming on and hanging out with me and everything and whatnot and doing the show. And I just want to, again, thank you very much. William, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Thanks for popping on and joining us all spontaneous like and shit like that. And
Running.
hopefully this won't be the only time you'll do this.
Oh no.
But I have to tell you though, before we go out, you should watch out for shit like this.
Peace.
Ooh.
Yes.
Oh, that had to hurt.
But if Captain Marvel had been there,
well, I'll be happy as hell. I'll be happy.
She would have saved that guy on the bike.
Man, let her get hit. Yeah, let her get messed up.
D mega doo doo. I'm sorry.
That's right. That's right.
All right, so that's exactly what we needed to close this show out right there. That's it. That's the death knell. All right, y'all. MCU's Bleeding Edge, Geek News Now Network. We're out. Peace.